Hello, good day. On Feature today, we beam our searchlight on water. Water is a chemical substance composed of hydrogen and oxygen existing in gaseous, liquid, and solid state that is essential to all known forms of life. Even though it provides no calories or organic nutrients, water is very essential to the human body. According to research, the brain and heart are composed of 78% water. The lungs are about 88% water. The skin contains 64% water. Muscles and kidney are 79%, and even the bones are watery with approximately 31% water. Apart from its importance to our body, water plays a major role in numerous household tasks such as cooking, bathing, washing, cleaning, and drinking. Interestingly, water plays an important role in the world economy. Approximately 70% of the fresh water used by humans goes to agriculture and fishing. Fishing activities in salt and freshwater bodies is a major source of food for many parts of the world. Transportation, sport, and other forms of entertainment such as swimming, pleasure boating, skiing, diving, boat racing, and ice skating. However, how often do we think about its source? Where does our water come from? How is it treated? How do we know if it is safe to drink and use, and its health benefits? Water covers 71% of the Earth's surface. There are two major sources of water, which are surface water and groundwater. Surface water is any water that collects on the surface of the earth. This includes oceans, streams, lakes, ponds, rivers, or wetlands. Fresh surface water is maintained by rainfall or other precipitation, and it's lost through the ground by means of evaporation or use by plants and animals. Groundwater is the water found on the ground, in the cracks and spaces in soil, sand, and rock. It is stored in and moves slowly through geologic formations of soils, sand, and rocks called aquifers. Groundwater supplies drinking water, helps grow our food, aids industrial forces, and a source of recharge for lakes, rivers, and wetlands. Not all water is safe for drinking, as it has to go through a process of purification. Water purification is the process of removing undesirable chemicals, biological contaminants, suspended solids, and gases from contaminated water. The goal is to produce water fit for a specific purpose like drinking. The method used includes physical processes such as slow sand filters or biological active carbon and chemical processes such as flocculation and chlorination, and the use of electromagnetic radiation such as ultraviolet light. Other methods include coagulation, which is adding liquid aluminum sulfate, sedimentation filtration, disinfecting, sludge drying, pH correction, and fluoridation. The most common method of water purification commonly practiced by Nigerians is the boiling method. It is the cheapest, easiest, and reliable way of purifying water. Good and potable drinking water can help improve our well-being as they help creating saliva, regulating body temperature, protection of tissues, spinal cord, and joints, in the excretion of waste through perspiration, urination, and defecation, maximizes physical performance, and also help in preventing constipation. Health authorities commonly recommend 8 ounce glasses, which equals about 2 liters or half a gallon a day, to maintain a healthy lifestyle and well-being. There is possibility of having water shortage, and in part, it's already affecting every continent. Around 1.2 billion people, or almost one-fifth of the world population, lives in area of physical scarcity. Now, what can cause water shortage? Global warming, climate change, such as altered weather patterns, deforestation, increased pollution, greenhouse gases, and wasteful use of water. The effect of water scarcity can be grouped into these four broad areas: health, hunger, education, and poverty. Less water means sewage does not flow and mosquitoes and other insects breed on still or stagnant dirty water, which always leads to malaria and other infections. Effect also: water restrictions imposed across board. Poorer communities and informal settlements will lack access to potable water system. Negative impact on greening and domestic gardening initiatives due to water restrictions. Increased fire hazards. Polluted river birds and lakes harm our ecosystem. Particularly in drought-stricken areas, farmers are unable to produce vital crops. A global increase in temperature further exacerbates water shortage, mainly due to both lack of access and poverty. Diseases are the some consequences. Clean water is needed to revive and sustain the human body, while polluted river birds near informal settlements are the breeding ground for malevolent diseases. Added to this severe lack of water resources comes the problem of basic sanitation. Lack of education and access to all other areas of life has also been added as severe consequences to not having access to water. The causes: excess and unnecessary demand, outstrip available and scarce resources. Increased pollution due to excessive and unsustainable human consumption. There is overuse of water across board and in all forms of industrial process. Non-sustainable domestic practices such as leaving taps running when water is not needed and needs to be stopped. Economic scarcity caused by poor or lack of management of existing water resources. Uneven distribution of water resources that have as excess supplies do not divert resources to areas where it is needed more. Aquifers overpumped and not recharging quickly enough. Pollution remains one of the biggest problems. Fair access to land presents challenges of conflict where many people are restricted or denied access to land, whether privately or government-owned, and on which precious water resources may be found. The challenges of distance also remains acute in some parts of the world, where regions have historically experienced dry climates and have had to rely on neighboring countries to supply them. However, there is no problem with that solution. The less water that is used and the more water that is saved will go a long way towards addressing the current shortages. But for solutions to be effective, they need to be implemented vigilantly and even through regulation. Do not keep taps running while water is not needed. Only use what is needed resourcefully. Obey water restriction enforced. Recycle used water as much as possible. More stringent regulation of industrial processes is required. Organic consumption across board needs to be encouraged and prioritized. Mining legislation and fracking needs to be revisited and taken more seriously by government. Education from the ground up right through to the highest level, government and corporate bodies need to raise awareness of the dire consequences of abusing scarce resources. More sustainable farming practices need to be encouraged. Clean water initiatives usually promoted by NGOs and other active role players need to be supported and funded. And of great importance is the need to repair and improve existing sewage system. On this note, we end our feature on water today. Thanks for listening. Have a pleasant day.